Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
And continuing along with my month of Raboo spots. Today's Raboo spot, we're going to be having a look at the Hilarious House of Frightenstein, Volume 1. The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. For those in my age bracket, which would probably be 20 to 35, 20 to 40, you probably have seen this growing up as a kid. For those younger than 20, you're probably thinking, dude, I have no idea what this show is. Well, allow me to elaborate for you and give you the rundown. Hilarious House of Frightenstein debuted, I believe, in the early 70s. I'm looking for a year here. Yeah, 71. 71 this is copywritten. And, I mean, it's been syndicated several times over. I mean, I certainly didn't watch that in the 70s because that would make me an older gentleman than what I've led on to be. I used to watch this back in the 80s, though, growing up. I believe it used to be on Sunday mornings, and I used to love watching it. And the idea of it is that we had great actor, I believe Billy Van. Looking on here, Billy Van. Billy Van. Yeah, there we go. Billy Van. Billy Van portrayed quite a lot of people in this show. There was Griselda the gourmet. There was the there was Dracula. There was the zookeeper at Zany Zoo. There was the Wolfman. There was the librarian. The only ones he really didn't play were Igor here. I think the camera can see it. This strapping young fellow right here. And he also didn't do the professor, which actually was a real professor, believe it or not. But a great series. It took place in Transylvania, and it was in the House of Frightenstein, and it was all about the exploits of Dracula here and his colleague Igor, and they're trying to bring to life their monster Brucey, or Bruce. And it was basically like a skit show, like a Saturday Night Live. There were all these different characters that had segments. So like the Wolfman was a disc jockey, and I can't remember this guy's name. The Oracle. I think it's the Oracle, or something like that. And he would basically he would read horoscopes and stuff like that. Griselda, which was one of my favorites. She cooked stuff and she made this ghastly recipes. The librarian would read stories to you with sometimes with morals and like you know, learning thing. And if it wasn't best already, you also had Vincent Price. And Vincent Price did these little vignettes, these little in-between things where he would read like a rhyme. And he actually opened the show as well. But great show. I mean, again, not a lot of people have probably seen this show. If you have seen this show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A really fun show to watch. For those who haven't seen it, I would definitely say if you're a horror buff, you definitely want to pick up or at least watch Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Now, this is Volume 1. And also, I want to point out, too, that Hilarious House of Frightenstein was shot in Canada. And I'm leaning towards it was shot in Hamilton, Ontario. And I may or may not be right about that, but it definitely was shot pretty close to me. Pretty close to where I live. Yeah, I mean, really great show. I mean, a really fun show. It didn't really last very long. It only lasted, I think they only did like 30 episodes or 20 episodes, but they spaced it out so that they got a couple of years out of this show. And again, this is volume 1, and it contains, if I open the box up here, contains disc 1, disc 2, and disc 3. You see, I've only opened really the first disc, and the reason for it is Space, which is a station in Canada, was airing these for the longest time. So I was watching most of these on Space, and I just picked up the DVD set after the fact. They don't really air these anymore in Canada, at least not on Space. I think they might air them pretty early in the morning though. So I was glad that I picked up this set. One also interesting aspect of it was the fact that I believe in the States, when they were airing this, they tried to stretch some of the episodes a little longer so that they could put more episodes out there. And there were these video segments where the Wolfman had was playing music, and Igor and him would dance. You could only see like their silhouettes, but you'd see them dancing in front of a psychedelic screen. And they never aired those, or at least they didn't air them in the more recent syndicated episodes of Frightenstein. They aired them back in the 80s, but one good thing is I believe those segments are now restored back onto these sets. So that is awesome. They did release Volume 1. I thought I saw Volume 2 somewhere, but I went back, it wasn't there. And then they've released Igor sets as well as Griselda sets, and I think they only have like 3 episodes or something like that on it. I really wish they would release the entire series. I mean, there's 13 restored episodes. Again, I think there's like 20 or 25 episodes or something like that they shot. It was a very small number. It didn't last very long. Unfortunately, Billy Van has passed away. Would have been neat to meet him. But really great. I mean, the makeup on it was so cool. Different characters he did. Definitely, and I say definitely a lot, but I mean, it's such a fun show to watch. And if you haven't seen it and you're a horror movie buff and you like, like little kind of kids shows, I would say you want to watch, or at least give a chance to the Hilarious House of Frightenstein. It's spooky! But this concludes another Raboo spot. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Woo!